Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Pizza Motor Chaos. This is your host, Dave. I got online special guest, Clay Cunningham, driver of the Still Crazy 2 alcohol funny car and a few altered. How you doing, Clay?
Are you there?
Yeah, I can't hear you, Clay.
I can't. You're cutting out.
You got it?
I can't understand you.
Now I can hear you. There was a lot of noise going on for the first second there.
Okay.
All right,
Sorry about that.
Let me start this over again. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Pizza Motor Chaos. This is your host, Dave. I got online special guest, Clay Cunningham, driver of the Still Crazy 2 alcohol funny car and few altered. How you doing, Clay?
Good. How are you, Dave?
I'm good. So you ready for Funny Car Chaos this weekend?
Yeah, man. I can't wait to see how this deal goes down. I really regret not being able to make it to Havana this weekend.
Is Wyatt going up there?
I'm sorry?
Is Wyatt Cribble going up there?
No. Actually, we're all going to be home base this weekend. We've got some major changes going on around here. We actually pulled everything out of the car after the last race that we ran with the Outlaw Fuel Altereds and the versus Pro Mod. And so we pulled all the big block Chevrolet stuff out of the car and having a big garage sale, kind of, sort of, and we've purchased a alcohol Hemi from Lyle Greenberg with a 2-speed Linco behind it, and so we're gearing up to go a little faster, a little better, and if we can't be a little more competitive out there.
Now you hoping to have that car ready by Denton for the last Funny Car Chaos?
We're going to give it a swing. I can't make any promises on that. When we actually picked the engine and everything up from Lyle this Saturday, and we'll see how it goes. If we can make Denton, we will. We're not going to rush things. I want it right when we go out. I don't want to go out and have a bad experience.
Yeah, hopefully you could get that thing ready by the last Funny Car Chaos. Maybe you can give Singleton a run for his money.
Yes, sir, absolutely. I'd love to be able to say right now I'd like to throw out a call out to Ken Singleton about a Funny Car Chaos call out, but we haven't even got the motor in the car yet.
Yeah.
So, he's obviously got a whole lot more experience and stuff with the situation. So we're hoping to have everything situated, and maybe next year, first Funny Car Chaos. I'm willing to throw that down. I'm willing to throw down a call out to Ken Singleton for first Funny Car Chaos out there for hell, we'll call it $1,000.
Well, there you go, Ken. If you're listening out there, that's your call out, buddy.
If nothing else, win, lose, or draw, I know we'll have fun. Ken's a great guy. We enjoy running with him. He's been beating up on us out there. He's got a great team. He's got a great operation, and those guys know what they're doing. So we're hoping to at least step up and give them a run for their money.
No, yeah, he got that funny car body at the last minute for the first Funny Car Chaos, and he's undefeated at Funny Car Chaos so far.
Yes, yeah, he won Mocan and he won Amarillo as well. I don't believe he's making it to Havana either. If I am reading everything right that I've saw so far. So, but I know he'll be in Denton and he'll be out there chopping heads off out there. So.
Yeah, you're right. He will not be at Havana. He told me when I interviewed him, he had a prior engagement, so he can't make Havana.
Right, absolutely, yes, yeah, and it is. It's a long drive for us, and I'm sure for Ken as well. It's probably longer for Ken than it is for us. So we've already been to California this year, ran March meet, and we kind of that ended our long travel expenditure. So for the year, so we're gonna knock it off, and we decided we'd just call it quits for the year. Kind of hated to do that, and everything. If we get it all together, we might try to make some shakedown passes at Denton, but I kind of doubt it.
So now, Clay, if you would have made Havana this weekend, how long would the drive have been for you?
About 15 hours. If everything went great, no tire trailers, no trailer tires or anything like that. If everything went perfect, roughly 15 hours. So, it's roughly 16 hours to Bakersfield. So, give or take 45 minutes, we could be either place.
Yeah, because I know Chris did have a prize this weekend for the person who travels the farthest to get there.
Right. Yeah, it's a long haul for sure.
I know Aiden Heatley Smith with the Anthill Mob alcohol funny car. He's coming from Canada.
I'm sorry, Dave. Come again?
I said I know Aiden Heatley Smith with the Anthill Mob alcohol funny car. He's coming from Canada this weekend.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That'll be a good show. That'll be awesome. It's good. This Funny Car Chaos deal is blowing up. It's getting so huge. There's going to be people coming from, obviously already from other countries, and I look for, they're looking at possibly 32 cars at Denton in September, and I would not be surprised in the future to see some Australian cars possibly, and stuff like that coming to this deal. It's getting huge. The payouts are getting better and better as they go, and the crowds are outstanding. The fans are just second to none, and we enjoy it, man. Every pass is just a blast to drive down. It's awesome.
Yeah, the last Funny Car Cast, the one you were at the return road, the fans were really giving you guys the ovation over there.
Yes, yeah, the fans are really responding to the cars. Everybody loves funny cars, man. It's where it's at. It's the hot thing. I'm glad to see the funny cars coming back into the spotlight with local drag racing and stuff. It's been a long time coming. I've always wanted a funny car my entire life. Whenever I was super small kid, I remember my dad taking me to Amarillo Dragway, and we were walking across the tower, or the bridge across the staging lanes there, and I remember my first vision of a funny car was Smokey Bear firing up and doing a burnout, and man, I remember saying to myself, I've got to have one of those, and I don't know, I'm going to guess 4 or 5 years old at the time. I just always wanted a funny car, and that's where it's at, man. Everybody loves funny cars. They're far out, like Jungle Jim Lieberman always said. Funny cars are far out. That's where it's at.
And that last Funny Car Cast, you were out there with Smokey Bear, Robert Slaughter.
Yes, sir. I was out there with Robert Slaughter at the last 3. Actually, I was out there with Denton. He ran Denton, he ran Mocan, and we ran Amarillo. And actually, Bill Went, that ran Smokey Bear originally, that's who I actually was seeing roll under the bridge whenever I was little, unbeknownst to me. And I actually got to meet Bill and everything. We visited about the whole situation and stuff. But it was cool, and I understand Bill Went's going to drive Smokey Bear this weekend in Havana.
Wow, that'd be real cool.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. That'll be a cool historical moment and stuff. So, we've had a lot of other funny car celebrities in in the mix. You know, we've had Roland Leon show up at Mocan, and I'd love to see more of those show up. Man, my hero's been Don the Snake Perdome, and I'd love to see him show up sometime and sign some autographs and stuff, and be there at one of these someday.
Yeah, unfortunately, we just lost the Mongoose.
Yes, yeah, that was a horrible loss for the drag racing world. That was horrible. Hated to hear that. We actually got to visit with him and get some autographs, and my wife got to meet him and shake his hand at the March meet this year, and so we were truly grateful to be able to be in the presence of a legend like that before he passed.
Yeah, now you'll cherish that autograph.
Absolutely, you bet. Yeah, that T-shirt will never be worn.
I want to get it framed.
Do what?
I think maybe you want to get it framed.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, we may have to just frame that shirt. Just put it under some glass.
Yep. Yeah, so this weekend in Havana looks like they got like about 11 nitro cars.
Yeah, it looks like a good load of nitro going to be out there, and along with some others, you know, the field should be outstanding. There's 20 plus funny cars showing up, alcohol and nitro, and you know, it's going to be a great show. The fans ought to really love it. I noticed they stepped up some payout money and stuff like that for backup girl contests and stuff like that. So, all you gals out there that are interested in backing your guys up and doing it for the history of the sport out there, it's not skin to win. It's the classiest backup girl. It's all about the old school stuff, man. It's just a cool addition to the sport, and I'm glad they're making it worth their while to get out there and do something like that. I think it's cool.
Now that grudge race this Friday night should be interesting with Jordan Ballou and the Ballou Thunder against Joey Haas.
Yes, that ought to be. I've been watching that conversation go down over the past month or so or better with Jordan and Joey them, and they ought to have a good time. That's going to be a lot of fun. We actually had a match race with Jordan in Mocan, and Jordan and his pops are great people. I enjoy visiting with them guys. They're great people, and they've got a beautiful car, and they do dry hops. So, you know, dry hops are awesome. They're badass.
Yeah, I had Joey on last week, Joey Haas. He said he's going to be dry hopping right along with Jordan.
Nice. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Joey Haas yet. I've watched him on Facebook and followed him a lot and stuff, and he's got a beautiful car and a nice operation. I'd love to meet him sometime. Hopefully he'll be in Denton, maybe.
Yep. So you got Mustang versus Nova.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Then, those, like you said, that's pretty hysterical, seeing all the little pictures and stuff back and forth with each other, you know.
Yeah, they kind of ribbed each other quite a bit leading up to this deal. So, be real interesting to see how that deal goes down. And I don't know if they're running actually tomorrow night or if they're going to run Saturday. I haven't heard yet, but that's going to be a good one to hear about.
And they're both 26 years old, the two young guns.
Yes, absolutely. And I love to see those young guys coming into the sport like that, especially into the nostalgia type ranks like they are, and running funny cars. You know, it's a dying breed out there. You know, you just don't find that every day.
Yeah. So Clay, how did you first get into drag racing?
Actually, my dad drag raced back in the 60s, Z with a 440 in it, and he street raced, and he went to the drag strip in Amarillo, and then went to college in Dallas, and ran down in Dallas around Yellow Belly and Green Valley and yada, yada, yada. I was actually, my mom was actually holding me at 2 weeks old, watching my dad race in Amarillo when I was 2 weeks old. So I've grown up around it. You know, my dad had to step out of it at when my brother and I were at an early age, but the seed had already been planted, man. We my brother and I have lived it our whole lives. We just eat, breathe, and sleep drag racing ever since, we were old enough. We started out racing Hot Wheels, for crying out loud, just like everybody else did, I'm sure, and moved on up from there, So we still both own our high school race cars we've had. He had a 63 Plymouth Fury that his son is actually currently racing in Nostalgia Superstock. And I have a 69 Camaro that my son is currently racing in some outlaw or some old school bracket stuff, actually. So it's a back half car, and so we've gone up the ranks, and we've just moved up and done it our whole lives, and so we enjoy it, and it's what we love to do, and I don't see any end to that in the future, so there's no sense in stopping now.
So how long did you drive the 69 Camaro for?
Actually, I got my 69 Camaro when I was a junior in high school. I bought it out of a guy's backyard. It was a rust bucket pile of crap. It had a small block and a 4-speed in it. I quickly tore it down, redid it, put a 427 in it, and it evolved with a supercharger eventually, and yada, yada, yada. I had a back half done on it. It's a full tube back car, and we ran it for several years, bracket racing, and when the street racing thing kind of picked up, you had Big Chief, and you had Sean Ellington, and the Farm Truck Sean, and all those guys way before the TV shows and whatnot. We were running a 2-stage nitrous setup and stuff like that, and we ran with those guys down in Elk City and whatnot, and everything. And then the Pinks deal showed up, and they got on there, and then the Pinks All Out deal showed up, and my brother and I both ran Pinks All Out. I was Pinks All Out winner with my Camaro in 2008 down in San Antonio. And then my brother the following year was on the show in Ennis at the Motorplex. And then I was on the show again the following year after that, in 2011, or 2011, 2010, with in Crandall, Texas, and after I won that one in 2008, we didn't win anymore, but we went some rounds and had a good time, and it was always fun. But I was actually running an alcohol car, rear engine dragster at the time on the side when I ran in 2010, and I just wanted to step up. I wanted to move on, and so I started running those cars and ended up with my own car when my wife and I got married. My father-in-law and I bought our own rear engine car and ran that, campaigned that for a season, and my love was with the funny car, and so we sold the rear engine car, and we bought the car we have now, the altered and funny car body that's on our Still Crazy car, We bought it from Dean Oberg and Mike Thompson out in California, and we went through it and cleaned it all up, everything like we wanted it and stuff. Put a big block Chevrolet in it. They had a Hemi in it, and so now it's going back to a Hemi. And we still stay in touch real close with Dean and Mike, and they're great people. Dean's an awesome driver, and the Fighting Irish group and the Holy Toledo and everything that those guys do out there, they're awesome. We love them to death and proud to call them friends.
So now, what year did you get your funny car license?
Man, that would have been 2010, I believe it was during 10, or no, it was actually later than that. It was 12, actually 2012.
So now, Clay, what was the experience getting behind the wheel for the first time of a funny car?
Oh, hell, man. It's like learning how to drive all over again. I drove long cars and I drove door cars and whatnot, and getting behind the wheel of the funny car chassis was a learning curve. I spent most of the first season trying to learn how to drive the car and how to manipulate the steering and whatnot, and how to, the tune-up was not that big of a deal. We kind of had some tune-up information and everything from previous cars and whatnot as far as making the engine run. That wasn't a problem, but actually physically driving the car was a challenge at first, and we went through a lot of trial and error on a lot of things, and it took me a while to learn how to drive the car, but we got it figured out. And actually, the very first year we ran it, at the end of the year, we won the SHRA race in Dallas, down in Enos, at the Motorplex. We won that event, and that was my first win with this new car. We actually had the altered body on it at the time, but it started picking up from there. And the following year after that, 2015, we won the championship with Nostalgia Eliminator 1 SHRA. We won several events that year and ended up winning the championship by the skin of our teeth. Actually, it was a close race down to the wire all the way, and there's super stiff competition in that Nostalgia Eliminator class. If anybody plans on getting out there in that deal, man, definitely look for some good stiff competition. It's a lot of fun. There's a great family. Chris Graves and Tara Graves put on an awesome show anywhere they go. The Funny Car Chaos, SHRA, it doesn't matter, man. That dude is a marketing and promotional genius. He's awesome.
So now, Clay, what's been your quickest ET, both with the funny car body and the altered body on it?
Actually, with this car, with the big block Chevrolet, so far the quickest ET has been a 440, and we've gone faster with some dragster chassis, but I'm looking to run some high threes, some 380s, 390s, and try to stay consistently in the low fours with the Hemi.
Okay, so now, as far as people that influenced you in drag racing, I know your father would probably be number one, right?
I'm sorry, the influence is what?
I said people that influenced you in drag racing, probably your father would be number one, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah, my father would be the number one guy. Absolutely. and I've had other influences in my life with, of course, I've always been a Perdome fan, a Force fan, and I've always looked up to those guys. My father-in-law actually raced as well. He helped actually with a lot of fuel teams back in the early days when in the 60s. He worked with the top fuel team out of Dallas called the Chaos Kids. And he also had some dealings and workings with Richard Tharp with the Blue Max and Kelly Chadwick, and he knew a lot of folks in the world of drag racing back then in the top fuel ranks. He also owned some of his own cars. He got hurt in a startup accident in a front engine car and ended his driving career, but he owned some cars and had other drivers. So he's a big influence, and he helps me a lot on this car. And I couldn't do it without everybody. And he's definitely a key guy in the whole operation. He's our big papa out there. So my wife's uncle, he's recently passed. His name was Don Curry. He ran top alcohol cars, funny cars, for a while, and with Citgo and Taylor Mart sponsors. And he did dabble. They did have one top fuel car that was kind of short-lived, but he did run some top fuel stuff as well. So there's a whole lot of it that runs in our family and everything. I look up to all them guys, and I cherish every minute I had to spend with them and visit with them that I don't have anymore on some of those guys.
Okay, now who are all your crew members?
Crew members are my son, Britton Cunningham, Matt Crafton, Derek Wills, Sam Wills, Mike Crafton, and of course my awesome wife. I couldn't do it without her. She's our backup girl. She feeds us and she keeps us in line out there in the pit and makes sure everything's straightened up and in order. We also have the main pit boss is my 2.5-year-old daughter, Piper Jo Cunningham.
Nice. Now, currently, do you have any sponsors for your car?
Actually, we do have one, Flogistics Compression. They're a natural gas compression group out of Pampa, Texas. That they've been with us for 2 years now, and they help us out. We're always looking for other sponsors out there. If anybody is interested in a good alcohol funny car to put their name on, man, feel free to anytime contact us at Still Crazy on the Facebook or social media or however they feel the need to contact us. We are actually an LLC. We're a legit company, so we're always looking for a good guy that wants his name on the side of a bad fast car.
Now, Clay, how did the Still Crazy name come about?
That was my father-in-law's name of his race team back in the 70s and 80s, was Still Crazy. And if ever, and anybody out there that has ever met my father-in-law, Joe Brown, they understand why it's called Still Crazy, because that SOB is crazy. he'd quit racing and he'd started playing golf and had gotten completely out of the racing world. He still kept up with Top Fuel and stuff like that as best he could, but he'd pretty much based his life, around work and golf and grandkids and things like that. And I ruined his golf game, by the way, whenever I came along and married his daughter. So, but he thought it was pretty cool that we named it Still Crazy 2 Racing. And so hopefully we've got a little daughter coming up with a junior dragster here in a few years, and we're going to call it She's Crazy 2.
Sounds good.
So maybe we'll have a Top Fuel Champion 2034 on our hands.
Yeah, that'd be cool. So now, Clay, when you get ready for a weekend of drag racing, what goes into preparation?
A lot, a whole lot, man. Of course, when we get home from a race, everything comes apart. We inspect every nut, bolt, screw. We tear the car apart and inspect every inch of it. And if it's a quick turnaround, if the next race is 2 weeks, we are really hustling. If the next race is a month, we try to hustle and get it ready, but we may not put everything back together for a little bit. We kind of take a little breather and spend a little time at home. We're all very family oriented and try to spend enough time with our families as best we can in between. So usually the week of the race, we finalize the car. We'll usually do a fire up, check everything out, and get everything loaded, tied down. We do a detail on the transport rig and get it all cleaned up. And of course, the wonderful wives and everybody that helps out on the side, they fix us some awesome dinners and lunches and snacks to take with us, and we get the refrigerator loaded up and put some diesel in the toter home, and we get ready. We head out as soon as everybody gets off work. We all have day jobs, and so as soon as we all get off work, we can all hit the road. We peel out.
Now, do you only run 8th mile, or do you do some quarter-mile racing too?
We do. We have done some quarter-mile racing. The course out in Bakersfield, when we go out there, that's all quarter-mile stuff. We have ran with Rocky Mountain Superchargers in the past, up in Great Bend and Pueblo, Colorado. Those are some great guys. Ed Curry throws down an awesome show up there, just as good as anybody else does. He's an awesome guy to talk to, and he puts on a great show. We've ran up there quarter mile stuff in the past with our dragsters and whatnot, and we're actually looking forward to trying to run up there. Wyatt Kerbo, myself, and Smokey Blanton we're all planning on actually trying to run up there in August, but due to some prior engagements, I believe the only person that's going to get to make the Great Bend race with Rocky Mountain this year and run quarter mile is going to be Smokey Blanton. So we'll be rooting him on from back here at home.
So now, what are some of your favorite tracks to run on?
Oh, man. Well, I love North Star. North Star's awesome. I love running it. I enjoy running at Noble, Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. I really look forward to getting to run some passes at the new track down there in Dallas, the XRP track. That looks so phenomenal. I can't wait to turn the Hemi loose out there and see how that goes. We've ran at some awesome tracks. I've of course, I love, Bakersfield is, the historical, part of it and everything is just, I love that place. I love going out there. Amarillo Dragway, man, it's historical, man. There's a lot of good folks out there, a lot of good memories, and that's my backyard, man. I love that place. We have horrible density altitudes out here. Our air is worse than in Denver, but it's just my backyard, and we enjoy running there and putting on a good show for those guys.
So now, Clay, what would you consider to be your fondest memory of your drag racing career?
The big win at Pink's All Out, when I had my whole, basically had my dad, my brother, everybody was there, my friend, everybody, all my drag racing friends and stuff for the most part was all there. And it was televised and whatnot, so that was probably one of the biggest highlights that I got to share with family and friends, and then my championship with SHRA would probably be right there close to it. That was just outstanding, man. To go from the second year of actually campaigning the funny car chassis with me still learning how to drive and stuff, and the success we had with it and everything, it was mind blowing the success we had with it and everything. That was probably the next in line. We really enjoyed that, and something we'll always look back on.
All right, now throughout your drag racing career, is there one embarrassing moment that you've had out on the track you could talk about?
One moment on the track that I always think about?
One embarrassing moment that you can remember.
Oh yeah. Anybody, yeah, anybody that drag races their whole life, there's embarrassing moments on the track, and I've had a lot of them, man. One that comes to mind is whenever I was the very first pass I made in this funny car chassis was in Denton, and I had a lot of friends and stuff there that came to watch and hang out and stuff, and I got up there, and after the burnout, I backed up, and as I was staging, I got a Charlie horse in my leg. And I couldn't get it to go away. And I mean, this thing started down at my ankle and crawled all the way up to my ass cheek. And I was trying to stand up in the car as I was going down the track. I was trying to crawl out of the seatbelt, basically, and out of the roof hatch to try to get it to go away. And anybody that's ever drove a funny car before knows that a rigid chassis like that, short coupled, if you ever get it into a rhythm that it bucks on you, your foot slaps the throttle, and it's horrible, and you can't make it quit. And about the only thing I had to do was just kill the magneto and just let it coast the rest of the way. But I've never lived that down. And Wyatt Kerbo will be the first one to tell you about it. He loves to tell that story. Yeah, I wouldn't take anything for the good times with that deal, but it was an embarrassing moment that it's what it is. I was still learning, and I was green and didn't know what I was doing, but we figured out not to do that for sure.
Yeah, that's. I think Wyatt should be on tomorrow night for an interview if all goes planned.
Awesome. Yeah, he's a great guy. He's a great driver. We do a lot together. We do a lot of work together. together and stuff, and he's got some beautiful cars. He's got a beautiful door car. He's got a beautiful dragster, and they are both really fast cars. And he's like another brother to me.
So now, Clay, so the best way for people to find out what's going on with you would be the Still Crazy 2 Facebook page, right?
Yes, yeah. Still Crazy 2 Facebook page. Follow us there. And, of course, I have a personal Facebook page as well that I try to keep the same posts on as well. And I don't discriminate, man. Somebody wants to be friends with me on Facebook, shoot, man, I'm down. I'll bring them on, especially if they show something about a car, being a race car fan. So, yeah. But the main thing is definitely Still Crazy 2 on Facebook, and come out to the drag strip and smell some smoke and get some rubber on your face. And hell, we usually throw some T-shirts out there. Hell, we'll throw a T-shirt at you, catch one, and we'll come down. We'll sign that thing for you and get you some hero cards.
Nice. So, Clay, I want to thank you very much for taking time to do an interview tonight.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity, Dave.
You want to give any thank yous or anything to anybody out there listening?
Absolutely. I want to thank the friends and family, my wife. I want to thank my dad, and I want to thank Panhandle Performance Racing Engines, Mike's Monster Glides, Wild Greenberg, and Mike Thompson and Dean Oberg out there, and all the friends out there that's made it happen. Wyatt Curbo, Smokey Blanton, Joe Brown. You guys are awesome. Sam Wills, Derek Wills, Matt Crafton, my son, everybody. Y'all are awesome. Couldn't do it without you.
Chris and Tara,
Funny Car Chaos, SHRA. Absolutely, hands down, you guys are the bomb.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Clay, for doing the interview. And you have a great night, and I wish you the best of luck in that car ready to go again.
All right. Thank you very much, Dave, and we'll see y'all soon.
We'll do another one in the future.
Thank you.
Okay, you have a good night, Clay.
You too.
Bye-bye.